Siobhan, and I am the host of Working Wonders, a SCRIP-J vlog series where we will be chatting with leading persons of interest as they delve into both their personal and professional lives to share with us interesting nuggets which we hope will not only inspire but motivate you to create positive changes in your lives as well as in the communities where you reside. Today we will be chatting with Allan Gooding, Plant Manager at ANSA Coatings.
So Mr. Gooding, I thank you for joining us here today.
You're quite welcome.
And just to get into it one time, can you tell me what was your early life's journey like?
Okay, well, I come from a big family. My mother has 11 siblings and my father had 5, which means I had lots of cousins and there was always someone in the house. I did not know my biological father, so my mother was like single in our early years, and I remember when we lived in Belmont, I went to school in Western Boys, which is now Sacred Heart Boys, and I used to walk home from school, up Richmond Street to the Savannah to home. I kind of thought nothing of it, but I look back and see that if I tell my children that now, it's like, you used to walk so far. Sometimes when I was in Standard 4 and Standard 5, I used to take lessons in what was then the Common Entrance Examination. I used to walk from Port of Spain to Newton Boys and sometimes walk all the way back to Port of Spain to get a bus. So I used to travel by bus. It was 10 cents at that time. And, I look back at that and think, that has helped in terms of my resolve. I didn't think much of it, but it's surprising to a lot of people that I would have had to do something like that. My mother did remarry, and they've been married for over 40 years now, so that is my father, as I say. I myself am married for 21 years now. I have 6 kids, 5 boys, 1 girl, who are all very bright and talented. In sports, in academics, and in music, we actually have our own parent side. So Christmas is very busy for us. I am the backup box bass player. I'm not as musically inclined as my kids. But all now we already have gigs starting in September in a show called Stadi Parang. So it keeps us very busy. During the course of the year, we also have different things with them. So they contemporary music. And we actually recently did something on Trinity TV for the telethon, right? So
you're very, well-rounded. So,
busy.
how do you think that has basically contributed to your journey to where you are now? All your personal experiences, how has that affected your professional outlook?
I think that the task that I've been given in terms of that walking, what I neglected to mention too is that when I went to school, I was actually the vice head prefect at Fatima, and this leadership thing was kind of thrust on me. I was responsible for organizing the football for the whole school. So maybe, and I heard this in my working life, maybe they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. It was just kind of all natural for me to kind of accept responsibility and be in charge. And so maybe naturally, because I went to university, I got an additional scholar. And even there I did a special project. I won the best special project. I think that also helped differentiate me from other graduates, because this project was a bit more involved. You have to go out into the world. I had to go and find Mustafa Engineering, talk to them, and I had to find a book to help me with the project. I drove up St. Joseph to find this man who had the book in the library to get it, so I was able to do my project. And it was all these things. Resolve, resourcefulness, I think have helped me, in my journey to where I am. started in Carib Glassworks. I worked there for 15 years. But my first year, I was a management trainee, and I went wherever and whenever the staff went. So it was a 24-hour operation, 24/7. Yes, includes Christmas. I've been called out to work on Christmas Day. I remember
Committed.
I remember I had tickets for Anchorage one evening, one All Year's evening, and I'm here under this piece of equipment saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to waste my money. But, so they have been through lockouts, strikes, work shift, work nights, work 12 hours, 12 weeks straight. And through that, I went from management trainee, junior engineer, engineering manager, then plant manager in my last year. So these just helped me build my experience, dealing with people, honing my leadership abilities, and I don't think I'm perfect at that. I think it's a work in progress. I've learned to take criticism. I get it every other day in terms of what you could have done better or what you didn't do, and those things have helped me grow as a person.
There's always room for growth, and I'm sure that you can appreciate that from all the experiences that you've had to get to this point. So
there's so much into individual experiences. As I was reflecting on for here, I remember in my early years, one of the supervisors, not a overly educated person, he was a supervisor, and he told me, I said, people like you and respect you, but you need to cost them a little bit more, be a little firmer, and I take that advice. Not that I curse a lot, I really try not to. But sometimes it's needed, and it's really more not the words, but the firmness that I've had to kind of develop over time to be able to get your point across, get the changes needed, get the actions needed. And but as I said, it's a work in progress.
really good to know, as well as tell me, what are some of the pain points that your company currently try to resolve?
So I don't know if I'll answer it like that. I could tell you that
Or you can also explain to me, what are some of these services and products that help have a positive impact?
So, well, we're in the paint business, right? The name of the company I work for is ANSA Coatings. If you tell somebody that, they wouldn't know what you mean. If you say Penta, they go, oh yes, the place in Arima. So ANSA Coatings is a business that, as it says in the name, is coatings, because we don't represent just architecture, which is your walls, your burglar proof, your metal, your wood finishes. That's what the normal man in the street would understand paint to be. However, we also supply industrial coatings. So for the marine environment, for boats, for oil rigs, whatever the specifications are, there's a coating for it, right? And that part of the business, only if you're in the industrial, your industrial customer, would you know and specify those kinds of things. So whatever the need is, there's a coating for it, right? In terms of the value that we bring, paint sets up, consider mood, consider scene. So there's the law in magistrates court, for instance. It's a darker color, it's different. But you go into children's area, the colors are bright. There's lots of color. So in the words of the brand, so it's Berger, Pentas paint the possibilities. Systems is good looks that last. And with Berger, which has been acquired by the group about 1.5 years ago, and they've actually merged and come into my
Right, so that was actually something I wanted to ask. I didn't realize until recently that ANSA Coatings was born from the merging of both Penta Paints and Systems Paints. And now you're telling me that of recent Bridger has also joined that group of companies. Yeah.
So about a year and a half ago, the acquisition for Berger was finalized, and that meant that now ANSA Macal is the owner of Berger in Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad. So now paint and its manufacturing is it's regional. In Trinidad, and this is very recent, over the last, it started at June, there's now been a sort of a merger in which now the operations or the manufacture of Berger is happening at our facility in Arima. So so what we're gonna do now is, as a company and a group, is see how we could leverage the manufacturing across the region to bring better value to customers. In the group, now that there's paint presence and ownership around the region, we have reformed ourselves as the construction sector. So construction sector is paint, it's ABS who does bricks, clay bricks, concrete bricks, they do elevators. So it's the sector is repositioning itself. So like wherever you go into a shop, you can get almost like a one-stop building solution. Right?
Which is, it partially answers my follow-up question, which was going to be what is the future outlook that you see for the company, which is, it sounds like you want to just extend the reach throughout the Caribbean. And
well, the group, like any serious business, wants to expand, wants to grow. It's a group, it's a company that's on the stock exchange, and in providing shareholder value and to continue doing that, you have to keep growing. And the group grows not by acquisition alone, it grows by improving its efficiencies, or what we call organically within the country. So yeah, that's what they've always tried to do, and we had a great success this year. It started 3 years ago, and in which there was a mission that we went to, our export marketing people went to Cuba, and had a borne fruit in an order that we got, and actually SCRIP-J was part of that, because to supply the Cuban market, all the labels that we did have to be done in Spanish. So we had to collaborate with SCRIP-J as well as other people to be able to fulfill this order. It was a huge order for us, and we then look forward to repeat business. I think we've been successful so far. It arrived safely with no issues, no documentation issues, and so far so good. We were there when it arrived in Cuba as well to follow up and follow through. So now we look forward to additional business from that venture, and I mean that's how the group is. That's how we are. We keep seeking opportunities, keep trying to grow, and getting in the export market is important for any business. All the companies that I've worked for, which is only been a few. A challenge for all the businesses is foreign exchange, so that the more you're able to export, you become, so to speak, the masters of your destiny in terms of getting this foreign exchange, which you need to pay bills, you need to pay suppliers, and that kind of stuff. So,
are there any other ways that you could see the company having a positive impact on society?
Well, yeah, I'll speak for ANSA Coatings, right? We help countless communities, individuals, schools. My first recollection is when there was the flooding last year. The amount of, we ourselves were affected, right? By the earthquake, we lost a lot of paint. But that didn't stop us from helping. So starting with our own staff who were affected, we contributed not just with paint, in other ways through other companies in the group supplying mattresses and stoves and so on, right? Our own staff. But that went out also to those affected in the Greenville area, which were very close to us. Well. So that's like official. But always there was a lady, for instance, who just came to our office and said, listen, I need help. I'm nearly finished and I need paint. And she came to me personally, right? I mean, I get approval, but I helped her. And, most times once we're able to help, we help. So it's an official reach of those that come officially with letters requiring assistance, and there's something personal in it for those that, as I said, almost sometimes literally come off the street and ask us, and so we move to help once we can, right? So I think that's how we help.
Thank you for viewing our SCRIP-J vlog series, Working Wonders. Now, if you found this content to be interesting and of value, feel free to like, comment, and share, because we'd love to have your feedback. Look out for our next vlog and stay connected with us via social media or check out our website, SCRIP-J.com. See the links in our post description. Now, remember, keep doing the wonderful work that you do. See you then.